各位大家下午好。那今天我们就有请到大三角日新的 Miss Wendy 老师给我们来上高中英文课。那我们现在就把时间交给 Miss Wendy。那么 Wendy 老师，我就把时间交给你了。好。
A very good afternoon to everyone. I hope you guys are feeling fresh. Unfortunately, I am not so. I'm actually recovering from a little bit of a flu and cough. I hope everyone's feeling okay. Yeah. And especially take good care of yourself before the examination. We have T minus how many days before the Dongzhong exam. Please take good care of yourself. Okay. And yeah, without further ado, I'd like to start our lesson with a very simple quizzes. All right, let me just check once more. Everything is okay. Okay. All right, so I'm going to start with a share screen. And I'd like to invite everyone to come into quizzes, okay? I think I'm going to share my entire screen to make it easier. There it is. Okay, everyone, this is the quiz for today. So I'd like for everyone to come in. I'm going to post this in the chat. All right, please join in whenever you are ready. This is quizzes. The code is 536982. So while we're waiting for our friends to join in, I'd just like to introduce myself a little bit. I think 这一堂课 I will mix a little bit of English and a little bit of Chinese. And to make this very interactive, right? 要是真的是要让这个课程非常的比较有互动呢 I welcome you to ask me questions, okay? So I'm in contact with Madam K from FUNU, and she will be doing the essay part of English, okay? She's doing the essay later. So I strongly encourage you to go and attend her lessons later on. And as for me, I'll be focusing on paper 2, language use, okay? So yeah, a little bit of information about me. I'm a teacher in Jitsin Independent High School. I've been teaching for 5-6 years, and I think this is my 7th year. I'm studying currently, taking my doctorate, and I'm also very, very passionate about learning the language. I love English. I love to speak it. I love to use it. I love to challenge myself. Yeah, that's a little bit about me. Okay, so we have only 4. Like, 我要鼓励多一点同学进来先哈. Please come in to quizzes right now. Join in whenever you're ready. And I know that it's a busy day for some. Yeah, 我知道有一些同学呢，他们也是有 like students in my school. A lot of them, they are involved in many different activities. It's a very busy week for them. But yeah, still, with whoever we have, I think even with the 5 of us, we're going to start with the lesson straight away. Okay? All right. I don't want to waste so much time. Let's go. So today, 我们的 focus 是 on language use. So I prepared some questions, but before that, 我鼓励大家 take out a notebook so that you can write down some important information, some important notes, so that you can better prepare yourself. Okay? Right. So this is what we're going to do. First, we're going to start with the introduction. Basic one, 只是给大家知道什么是 UEC format 啊，什么是 test structure 啊，有什么 parts of speech 啊，这样的东西 that's introduction. Then we are also going to continue with 我们的那一个 sentence analysis, at least a basic one. Then we're going to go with some grammar rules. This is where 你们要拿出你们的这一个 notebook, write down important information. And then finally, we're going to go with a recap, but that is not the end. That is not the end. Yeah? Okay, so prepare your paper, pen, notebook. Let's go. Introduction. So I want to start the basic introduction by talking about 我们的这一个UEC format and test subject. Yeah. Basic one, 考大家. Oh, let me mute this. Okay, match the following. 我们这边有考试的考纲 critical reading, word form, error identification, vocab comprehension. 到底哪一个先考，哪一个后考 and then 到底哪一个有几分啊 Please match it. I'm going to give you some time while I do a little bit of promotion online. Okay, please come in whenever you are ready. What else? Yeah, I should also put in the passcode, huh? Okay, right. So I think majority of you guys have already finished answering it. So I'm going to take this to a side. Oh, we still have a few. Like, please try your best to match. 至少了解一下我们要考的考纲是什么 Okay? How much time do we have left? Like another 15 seconds. For those of you who just joined in, this is the code for quizzes. Just go to quizzes and then type in 536982. Okay? And time's up. Oh, some of you guys got it right. Some of you guys didn't get it right. Like, let's have a look. So, word form. Maybe this one, the question is like not entirely, this is, you are supposed to drag here and there, isn't it? Okay, right. Let's see if I can have a live whiteboard on. Okay, right. Error identification is actually the first part of language use. Error identification should be here. 它是 section A 有10题乘1分，所以我们会 error 10分。Okay, comprehension is the second part. Okay, reading. Section B. Oops. Okay, right here. 10题10分。Oh wait, it should be this one. Section C. Vocabulary 10题10分。Word form 10题10分。Critical reading 5题10分。So this is one thing that you have to take note. 你们的 critical reading 它总共只有考5题，但是1题2分。However, for 你们的 word formation, this is fill in the blank. 你们要自己写10题1题1分。Okay, this is just a very basic understanding, basic knowledge. 至少你们进考场的时候，你们知道 OK 我会考这些东西。Today I'm going to focus on error identification and word form. 他们是 part 2 language use 的那一个部分 Right, for language use 我们的 section A 有10题1题1分 and then word form 10题1题1分 Okay, this is where I'm focusing at today. Let's go. All right, so like what I mentioned, we are focusing on language use today, and we're going to talk about error identification, 10分。所以这一个呢，你们可以在董总的这个课纲那边点击啊，然后你可以发现到我们的考纲考的是这一些东西 ，right? Like what we have previously mentioned, section A reading 有 critical reading, vocab 还有 comprehension, language use 有 error 还有 word form, okay? These are the main things. And error identification 一题有一个 error， 那你们的工作就是要找出每一题的 error 在哪里。总共有10 multiple choice question， 所以它有 A, B, C, D 可以选择啦。Now, word form is a passage with 10 blanks, all right? So they have to fill in the 10 blanks with one word, and then they have to change the words within the bracket to the correct form. 所以它会给你一个字，那你要换字 ，okay? Mainly that's that. What are the important things? 鼓励大家 you can take out your piece of paper, your notes right now, and then 你们写下来。Error identification 一般上考的啦哈 I would say 一般上 not all the time, but 一般上考的 nouns 名词 verb, adjective, and adverb, preposition, conditional tense. This is pretty important, I would say. 每年大概是可能1-2年就会考一个 conditional tense, if condition, 所以这个大家一定要会哈。Then language usage and vocabulary. 近期我们有发现到，考卷有这种趋势哈，有这种比较喜欢考大家对 vocab 的认识的 error. So 鼓励大家对你们的 vocabulary 也去 brush up 一下，尤其是那一些 easily confused vocab. like compliment 一个 spell with e 一个 spell with i 这类型的 vocab 近期这几年我们都看到越来越多类似这种的题目 okay so these are the test content mainly still testing you on grammar language use now for word formation 呢 usually testing only on 4 okay nouns verbs adjectives 和 adverbs for word form 你们要填写的 usually 只有这4样东西 okay? So it should be quite okay right let's go on to the next one now some reminders before we continue to the next part so this is a reminder for word form right so usually 我们在批阅的时候呢我们会看到一些 common error 那这些 common error 呢就是同学们的主要来讲是字题啦你们回答的时候呢记得每一题的 word form 只有一个答案所以请你们不要写2个答案在 word form 里面那个 blank 长长的当中的考卷上面呢它会有这些线please write only one word 一个字好了don't add punctuation 不要加逗号不要加句号等等感叹号全部 no punctuation 你的 capitalization matters 大写小写是很重要所以你看到右边teacher 这边已经有放了一个特别给大家注明哪一个是哪一个 alphabet 的大写或小写please take note of that and 能的话不要拉字 avoid cursive writing 不要拉字因为我们在批阅的时候发现有一些同学他们很喜欢拉字有一些拉的我们看得清楚还勉强可以过关但是有些你拉到我们不是很懂你在写什么的话尤其是好像 ION ING 那我们可能看不清楚就没有给到你应该得的分数 alright so use very big font not too big okay just big enough and then write clearly each and every one of the alphabet 写得清清楚楚 so that 当我们批阅的时候这个是 L 这个是 I now take note of letter I and L 它的大写和小写 please make sure 你们的 I 和 L 要写对要是你是小号的 I 记得给它那个点在上面OK and then 你是大号的 I 记得给它那一个 right Roman 的那一个 one 这样子 I OK 要是你的大写的 I 只是一条线我不知道你的 I 是 I 还是 L 尤其是那一种 ILL like illusion 你的 I 是大号还是你的 L 是小号 you know 有点混乱 so make sure 你的大号和小号的 I 和 L be very clear about it okay so far so good I think it should be quite easy isn't it let's go next one now we're going to talk a little bit about sentence analysis and in sentence analysis let's start with a very basic exercise draw a line between the subject and the predicate okay 所以 subject 就是一个句子的名词 where's my that one I cannot see oh dear I cannot see my sentence I think there's a problem with this question hold on let me skip this question there's a problem with this question okay no worries come here this is the parts of speech that I want you guys to know okay so parts of speech there are actually 7 but 主要你们要知道的嘞 for 你们的 error or 你们的那个word form 你们要知道这4样东西这4个是你的好朋友 okay first one nouns 是名词 okay 名词它会 describe name of a person a place a thing an idea okay so basic component 你们可以写下去 nouns 写在你的那个 notes 里面 okay 名词 next one adjective 是形容词 the adjective modify or describe a noun or pronoun 所以形容词形容名词所以你们自己注明一下形容词形容名词 so in other words 这个 adjective 呢它一般上会在名词的附近名词的周围 OK 在那个句子里面你会看到 adjective 是在名词的周围 next verb 是动词 alright a verb expresses action or being 动作 alright 所以动词里面呢 actually there are many types 最明显的是 action verbs say for example dance sing play 这些都是动词。Now 什么东西可以修饰动词呢？ Adverb 修饰动词。OK，adverb 是副词 ，alright， usually 它有 ly 啊这样子的这些 suffix， yeah， so adverb modifies the verb，but adverb 也可以 modify the adjective， 还有其他 adverb， 所以请你们注明一下，副词 ly 啊，它可以形容动词、形容词，还有自己副词。OK， 所以要是这一个句子里面呢，我看到2个 ly， 正常的吗？正常。Say for example, he dances extremely gracefully. 2个 ly 对的吗？正常。Extremely gracefully accepted. Okay, so far so good. Right, let's go on. Always start by identifying the noun and the verb. I would say the noun and the verb is the most important thing. 一个句子的主干，一个是名词，一个是动词。The cat sat on the mat. 所以我们要认的是名词是 cat， 那个 cat 做了什么？那个 cat sat。其他的都是 extra information, like prepositional phrase on the mat, and then article the 这样子。All right, should be quite okay. Now I've adapted some UEC 的这一些句子 and I hope you can categorize which is which, okay? So 你要做的东西是你要拉你要 match, okay? The feeling of happiness and power are immediately gratifying. 这是2016年的那一个 paper, alright? 那我就从那个 paper 那边拿了这一个句子，那哪一个是哪一个？ The feeling of happiness and power are immediately gratifying. 到底哪一个是名词？哪一个是动词？哪一个是副词？哪一个是形容词？那请你们 match it. You can pull and match all of the sentences. All right. Understanding sentence analysis is very important in your error identification and word form. Because 当你了解哪一个是属于哪一个部分的时候呢，你在 error identification 你发现这个应该是 noun， 但是它不是 noun， 那你就知道这个是 error. That simple. Okay? So try your best. Match all of the words to the parts of speech. We got nouns, we got verbs, we got adverbs and adjectives here. Please match it accordingly. All right. So I see that 4 of our friends have already tried it. We have more friends coming in, and for those of you who are just here, let me share the link with you again. This is the quizzes link. You can join in whenever you are ready. Yep, there you go. All right, and time. Let's have a look. Some of you got it, some of you didn't, but let's have a look here. Now, the feeling of happiness and power. 这整个是一个 feeling, 对吗？这个 feeling 其实是名词. So this one should be a noun. Maybe I should come up with the whiteboard thingy. Right. The feeling, this whole thing should be a noun, right, of happiness and power are 动词。这一个你们可以注明一下，在你的那一个笔记里面写一下。I'm going to type it out in the chat. So, be verb 里面呢，我们有 is, am, are, was, were, and of course 它 be 自己本身啊 being 啊 been 啊，这些全部都是代表是。Okay? Oh dear, yeah. 是 and then 这些是全部都是 verb 来的，这些全部都是动词，所以你们可以在你的那个 notes 里面注明一下 if you're not so sure. And then 我们的 gratifying, gratifying is an adjective immediately 有 ly 是 adverb， 一般上的 adverb 有 ly but not all， 有一些是没有 ly 的 OK like time。Every day 这样的东西，这个是 adverbial phrase, but there is no ly over there. Okay, all right, let's go. Next question. Please drag and drop. Okay, I'm using a lot of UEC 的这一些 sentences, so I hope you also understand. 在统考我们会看到这样子类型的题目，这些全部都是past year paper. Okay, now this one I pick only a few. It is important to achieve total excellence in relaying a message or a conversation. 这是2018年的啦。So which is which? 我只有选择3个给你们 That's all. It is important. So I hope is 我们刚才已经有写 notes 了，你就知道 is 是什么词哈。To achieve total excellence in relaying a message or a conversation. Hello, new friends. Please mute yourself. Yeah. Okay. So please come into quizzes if you are new. When you if you freshly joined this, it is important. 是什么词 To achieve total excellence. Okay. In relaying a message or a conversation. Right. Try your very best. We do have more friends joining in our quizzes, which is good. Now, what you need to do is just match it. Which is which? 哪一个是属于哪一个的 Okay. So I would say if you guys are familiar with the CFR, some of you guys are taking Cambridge, and usually the text from UEC is around a level B2 or a C1. Yeah. So if the level is around B2 or a C1, it is good for you to know some of the vocabs that are in these categories. Okay. Anyways, that's time. Let's have a look. Okay. All right. Let's have a look. See. So is like what was previously mentioned. I'm not sure if the system is working correctly, but is a verb. Okay. Now, total is an adjective and relaying is a noun. Okay. So it is 是重要的 to achieve total excellence. 这个是一个名词。Okay. 什么东西修饰名词呢？形容词。所以这个是一个形。Okay. And then relaying. Okay. 你看到 ing。它可能是动词 or 它也可能是名词 as 一个 gerund 一个 noun. Okay? Okay, no worries. 这个只是一个 warm up. Let's continue doing a few more exercises and then we do the fun stuff later. Yeah. All right, this is adapted from UEC 2019. The paradigm shifted as new information came out. All right. So paradigm, the 后面 okay, shifted 这个有 ed, which is which, as new information. Of course, information you know is a noun. 什么东西可以修饰 noun came out. All right. So a paradigm shift is like a very big mindset change. Okay. So a paradigm shift 就是整体上很大型很巨大的改变. So that's a paradigm shift. So 他说with new information, say, for example, we have AIs right now, you know, we have ChatGPT right now with new information, our paradigms have shifted. Yeah. So which is which, and please try your best to match it accordingly. Yeah. Sometimes I think there's a issue with dragging and dropping. Previously, students told me that they cannot drag and drop accurately. And sometimes even when they drag and drop accurately, they mark it as wrong. So I believe quizzes is still trying to improve on that, but no worries. Just try your best to answer as much as you can. Okay. And like any languages out there, I'd say English is the same. You get better with a lot of practice. Yeah. So I've actually prepared a lot of practice. I'll share with you later on. Okay. And that's time. Let's have, oh, okay. We have more of our friends getting the correct answer, which is good. Come, let's have a look. The paradigm. Okay. The 后面 usually is a noun. Paradigm is a noun. Shifted is a verb as new information came out. Yeah. So information 是一个名词，名词前面呢就是一个 adjective. This one 有 ed, it means the tenses is past tense, 已经发生过了 and it is a verb. So far so good. Right. Once again, this is but a warm up. 这个只不过是一个暖身哈 Okay. Now let's go on to the next question. All right. So this is probably one of the later ones. Okay, this is from UEC 2020. Being hardwired to be trusting makes us intrinsically gullible. 2020年哦，你会发现呢，似乎好像一年比一年的那些 vocab 比较不一样哦。Maybe it is true. Some say that UEC is getting more challenging, but me personally, I find that last year's UEC is quite okay. Not too challenging. I mean, like the words are not too hard. I don't know what will happen this year, but it is very exciting to see where will it take us, you know. With every year with the UEC, we can see students trying new things, learning new vocab, using new words in the essay. It's very exciting. And as a teacher, I find it very, very fun to be able to understand a lot of all this and be able to see the progress of students. Very fun and very exciting times. Anyways, coming back, like being hardwired to be trusting. This is something very interesting because 你发现到你就把这整个字放在一起 being hardwired to be trusting, okay, makes us intrinsically, there's an ly, so I hope you don't get it wrong, gullible. So hardwired 就是在你的脑海里你已经是这样子的形成了 OK， 我们好像我们所学到三字经人之初性本善，这边还要表达是 being hardwired to be trusting， 我们一开始都是很善良的，我们都是很 trust 人家的 OK， makes us intrinsically 就是内部的 gullible means not smart. It's a very nice way to say stupid. Gullible means stupid. Okay. So being hardwired to be trusting makes us intrinsically gullible, which is which. Please try your best to match it. And time. Let's have a look. Okay. Some of you guys actually did pretty good. So this whole thing, being hardwired to be trusting, very interestingly, it has an ing over here. This is a gerund in a sense. It is, oh dear, where am I? It is a noun. 这个是一个名词来的 OK, being hardwired to be trusting. 这整个东西是一个 noun phrase and 它是一个动名词 Now, ly is easy, ly is adverb. Okay, but not all lys are adverb. Please take note. Not all lys are adverb. Yeah, we do have lys that are adjectives as well. But majority, most lys are adverbs. Okay, gullible, ble 这一个是一个 adjective 的尾巴 and makes 是一个 verb. Okay, this whole thing says that 我们很容易相信别人，导致我们内在里面其实是有一点愚蠢的。Okay, all right. Last but not least, this is a warm up. Okay, another warm up question for you. This one is to do with UEC 2022. This is from last year, okay? Freshest of the fresh. I don't wish to have a new tablet now. Easy, isn't it? This was in one of the error identification questions, but it's only part of it, right? I didn't take all the parts in, but this is part of the error identification from last year. If you haven't tried last year's paper, I strongly encourage you to try it. Go to your teacher, 你去你的图书馆，一定有的, okay? Try out all the past year questions, right? So that you have a realistic expectation. Okay, 我进考场的时候我会看到怎样的东西. All right. So I don't wish to have a new tablet now. It's quite easy, I would say. Last year's error identification is still okay, not too challenging. Yeah, we have years that are even more challenging, and then like 我们看着那个题目，我们在想which one's the error? It's so not obvious. We have years like that, but last year was like still okay. That's why I say, 感觉去年稍微简单一点点. So I don't know what will happen this year, but we can always prepare for the best and prepare for the worst, you know, just get ready with the whole, get yourself mentally prepared to go for it. Yeah. But I'd say like this year, I see a very strong revenge in a way, because 我发现到when school 实体了好多学生都开始很忙啊，很多活动啊 which is a very happy thing. Come, time's up. We will talk more about it later. Let's have a look at the live whiteboard. I don't wish. Okay, obviously this is a verb. Okay, because 我做什么呢？我不希望 to have a 是 article, new, adjective, tablet, noun. Should be quite easy, no? Yeah. I think this one is good enough for warm up. If you are finding problems with this, all right? I think you should get simpler grammar exercise first, so that 你会分 OK 哪一个是哪一个 And some students will tell me, teacher 会分哪一个那么重要咩？考试都不是这样考。Well, you see why. Right, let me go to my third part, which is to do with grammar rules. Okay, so we're going to talk about the prefix and the suffix and also some of the checklists. Let's go. Now, one note that you can take down, right? Having these basic rules, right, will help you with sentence analysis, and it will help you with your error identification and also word formation. So one thing that you must already have in your mind, okay? 这一个 should be in the back of your mind. At the back of your mind, you should be very clear of this. 你们应该要知道什么是 noun suffixes. All right? And if you don't, go and Google noun suffixes or write down, 等下你去 Google, ask ChatGPT, 什么是 noun suffixes, and then have this list with you. 你一定要有这个 list. It's not like 你一定要背完全部的东西. No, it's just that when 你知道这一个字应该是一个名词 however 你不知道 say for example in a word formation practice 你不知道说它应该是什么 at least you can test OK 比如说我有 Excel 这个字我知道它是名词那我不知道它的名词是什么那你就一个一个 test excellent 我有听过这个 is it excellent or excellence A or E 那你就在那边 try 一下At least 你可以尝试，你可以 testing, or even harder words. Yeah. For example, if you have words like baggage, okay. Oh, this is not ION. That's so weird. Let's say, for example, you have AGE. Yeah, baggage here. And then you can test one by one. Baggins, bagation, baggery, bagness, baggage. Okay, 我听过 baggage. That's probably the noun. Yeah. So always have a noun suffix list with you for easy reference. Not only the noun, like what I mentioned, the four main basic ones. Oh yeah, negative prefixes is pretty important, especially in the case of the adjective. Yeah. 那些不怎么写 an in this all right. And have also your adjective. Now, like what I mentioned previously, adjective is pretty important as well. You have the AL, ABLE, AN. If 你们没有这样的 list, it's okay. Write it down and then you go and Google later on. Like you can find this on any Google images. Can ask AIs to help you, Google Bard, whatever. Right, get some common adjective suffixes and at least have this corpus in your mind. At least 你有一个 background of it, and then when you need it, you can at least trial and error during the exam. Not only the adjectives, get also the verb suffix. Verb is actually quite okay because there's only 4 main verb suffix. However, you also have to take note of the tenses. 所以有一些 verb suffix 它不一定是这些的，它可以是你的 ed, 你的 ing, 你的 s. Verb suffix can happen in that sense as well. 所以你知道它是一个 verb， 那你就想想一下，是 ate 吗 en 吗 ify ise ed ing s 等等这样子的字 right? Here are the verb suffixes, and last but not least, we also have the adverb. Like what I previously mentioned, most adverbs are done with an ly, but there are other adverbs that are non-ly sounding. We have the word, after word, outward. We have the ways in, sideways. We have the wise, otherwise, likewise. So here are some of the suffixes that make adverb. You can easily find this online. Yeah. So if you are not sure of which is which, write down suffix, adverb, suffix, noun, suffix, adjectives, prefix, adjectives, prefix, suffix, verb, 这样的东西. Okay. Then you go and Google, have your own notes. Having your own notes is super duper important because if you copy other people's notes, you wouldn't make sense of it. Yeah, 你一定要自己做你自己的笔记 so that it works for you. Okay, let's go on. Now we're going to go with some exercises and actually coming out with some grammar rules. Okay, so let's try this. This is a word formation. 你看到它那边有一个 blank, 就是你要 type 那个字. And this is a comparatively easy one to ease you into word formation and error identification. So we're doing both at the same time. Okay. She's got a blank thing to say on the subject. Sometimes when you're doing word formation, you can always check the article in front. 这边是一个 N an, which means 这个开头是 I 开头啦 AI or U 啦 okay? So it wouldn't be uninteresting, disinterested 这样子的字 yeah? So this is one small tip. You can check out the article right in front of the blank. OK， 那个空格前面的那一个an 的，要是 an 的话呢，你知道下一个字一定是 start from a, I, or u. And if it starts with a, then you know it's not from a, I, or u. Okay? So I think this one should be quite easy. So I hope that most of you guys can answer this correctly. Yeah. I'm so sorry, I'm still healing from the sickness that I have. So once again, for those of you who just joined in, take good care of yourself during this period of time. 我们还有不久后就要考统考了. So at least make sure you are physically safe, physically healthy, and also mentally healthy. Yeah, I think it's super important. Yep. Of the 5 that answered, all of you got it right. Good job. So let's have a look at another question before I go on to the explanation part. Now, this second question is actually an error identification question. So please check which one's the error and then you choose the error. Yeah. The de-interested balloon floated gracefully in the sky, catching the children's attention at the festival. Okay. 到底哪一个是它的错误？这个是 error identification. So please choose the wrong one. Okay. For error identification, there's only one error for UEC format. So if 你觉得感觉好像有2个错误，这样老师这么我读了，我觉得2个都错，或者是有3个错误 ，choose the one you think is the most wrong. The paling salah sekali. All right. Sometimes we do have students telling us, 老师啊，我觉得我看了这个也错，那个也错，那会不会有可能有2个错？ Well, even if so, choose the one with the most glaring mistake. 最明显的错误的那一个 Yeah. Okay. So the interested balloon floated gracefully in the sky, catching the children's attention at the festival. So I'm gonna give you maybe another like 8 seconds. Yeah, come. If you want to answer, try your best to answer. If you're just chilling and relaxing, just taking notes is fine as well. Yeah. All right. I'm going to end the question over here. All right. And let's see if you guys got this correct. Majority of you guys got it right. I'm pretty happy. Now, one thing that you can take note, all right, in this sense. 要是你看到一个句子后面一个逗号，然后过后 ing 啊，还蛮常见的这样子的句子形式。We call it like what is it? Like a complex sentence. So it's normal to see 逗号后面有 ing. Usually it's giving more information. Yeah. So catching is not the best answer. Right. So now let's go to the grammar notes. Please, this is where you can write your notes. You can write it down. For noun, 名词哈 First thing you need to know. 你看 and the adjective noun. 这个是它的 structure. 它的 structure 一般上你看到 and the, okay? And then 你后面可能有 adjective, but 肯定有 noun. 所以 and the 其实是冠词 or I call it 子啦 so that students understand a boy, a dog, a cat, the sun, the moon, the stars. But the correct term is 冠词可能会有形容词，但是冠词后面最后一个字肯定是名词，最后不是句子的最后一个字哈 It's like the phrase, the last phrase. 好像刚才我们看到 an interesting thing, the interesting balloon. Okay, so this type of sentence structure is very common in UEC. You will see it a lot. You will see it even in normal sentences. So please be mindful and please be aware. Sometimes the error might just happen over here. 它应该是名词，它应该是名词，它不是名词。它应该是形容词，它不是形容词。So that's one way we set questions. Okay? So that's the note. I hope you took it down. Let's go on to the next question. So this is an error identification question and choose. Which one's the error? He is good at skate on the weekends, even though he needs more practice to compete. Okay, I think for some it should be quite easy, but you can make it challenging. You can make it way more challenging using very good prompts on AI softwares. Ask AI to come up with questions for you. But I would say AI is not reliable. Sometimes when we ask AI to come up with error identification questions, some of them, they don't have errors in it. So use it with caution. Yeah, use like technology to your advantage and use it with caution. So he is good at skate on the weekends, even though he needs more practice to compete. All right, try your best. I'm gonna give you some more time. And yeah, I wonder if you guys skate. There's this recent trend in our school where teachers are skating, which is a very cool sight. I haven't tried skating in the school, but I used to skate when I was super duper young. Skating is fun. Anyways, so with the limited time, I'm going to end the quiz over here. And let's have a look at what you guys have done. He is good at, the answer should be, woof, you guys are amazing. He's good at, the sans error. You're not good at skate, okay? You are actually good at skating, okay? Good at skating. Now let's go on to the next question. This is a word formation question. You have to type out the correct answer. Now, this one is a little bit challenging. It looks super simple, isn't it? But it's a little bit challenging, and I hope you also take note when you are answering UEC questions, especially when it deals with this. 这个有一点点 tricky. It looks very simple, isn't it? We offer our guests a wide range of outdoor blank. It looks super duper simple. But what is something for you to take note of? All right, try your best and understand that 这个是一个名词, right? So what should be done for the noun part? Okay. Oh dear, my flu is really not doing so well. Okay, try your best. Try your very best. I'm gonna give you a few more seconds. It looks easy on paper. It looks very simple, but there are certain things you have to take note, especially when you're doing word formation. I want to say more, but then if I say more, then, I'll take the fun away. So in another 3, 2, let's have a look at the answer. Let's see how many of you guys got it right. We actually have 4. 4 is pretty good. And let's see. The others must be, without the ITS. So please be extra careful whenever you're answering a noun. 很多, a wide range of means 很多就是要有 s 在后面. So, like, this is something you can take note. Good at something. And then of activities. So, what is the second rule you can take note of? Preposition 后面一定是名词. Preposition 就是 in 啊 on 啊 at 啊 off 啊这样子的字. 你看 good at skating, of outdoor activities 最后一个字一定是名词. 那这个 skating 也是名词. It is a gerund. Yeah? 所以你们可以注明的第二个 grammar rule, 介词后面一定是名词. So if 你们在重考你们看到 in, on, at 后面一个 blank, 你知道那个是名词啊. And if 你不知道那个名词是什么，你就一个一个配。你有那个 noun 的 suffix 对不对？ That's the reason why I say 你一定要有一个 list of noun 的那些尾巴 so that you can match it. Okay? Let's go. Now let's go on with more questions. And then we will do the fun thing. Okay, this is a word formation question. His nature made him very unpopular. This is a little bit challenging. And let's see how well you guys can answer this question. His blank nature made him very unpopular. Now, made 是一个 verb. Yeah, this one's a verb. And this one's a noun. Yeah. So what is in front of a noun? You think about it. All right. Now, honest. Honest it should be an adjective. But how do we make it make this sentence make sense. Keyword 是 unpopular. That means 它不出名，它的怎样的行为，它怎样的这个天性让它不出名。So think about it and try your very best to answer. I'm going to give you another tip. This is a prefix. You have to add something in front. So for word formation, you also have to take note. Sometimes you have to add stuff at the back. Sometimes you have to add stuff in front. His blank nature became very popular. All right, let's go. Oh dear. Apparently my internet connection is unstable. All right, let's have a look. Amazing. You got it right. So understand that one more question. Let's see. Where's my question? My line is a little bit unstable, unfortunately. Going a little bit slow. Yes, it's not coming up for me. It's not working for me. I'm going to give it a few more moments before I hit the refresh button. Let's see. Accordingly, my internet here is fine. So I'm going to hit the refresh button real quick. Oh, yeah. Okay, I did not get to click on the next slide. Let's go to the next one. Oh, dear. Here comes the sound again. All right, great. His meticulous attention to detail made him an exceptional conductor in the world of classical music. I don't know how many of you guys know this guy. His name is actually Joe Hisaishi, and he's the conductor or he's the music producer for a lot of Studio Ghibli movies. Yeah, if you like it, you know, you have good taste. So meticulous means careful. Okay, he's careful, attend to detail. 所以他是一个很注意 detail 的一个人。Made him an exceptional conductor, and the music conductor in the world of classical music. But in his case, it's not really classical music; it's more contemporary music. But I'd say he's still very famous, all in all. Okay. Try your very best to answer. All right. So I'm going to give you a few more seconds. Just try your best. And which one's the error? Yeah. I think this is more of the UEC level, a little bit more challenging, but not too challenging in a sense. I think most of you guys can answer. If you are here, I think you have very good confidence in your English. Okay, I think it's still pretty okay. Yeah. So the answer is actually attend, as in like attention. His meticulous attention to details made him an exceptional conductor. Right. So this is the third thing you can take note. Write it down in your notes. In the rule for noun, the third rule for noun, noun 3. 当你看到 possessive adjective, mine, your, his, her, their, our, its, 后面我们要使用可能有 adjective， but 后面肯定是名词。好像我们的那一首歌，你的背包的后面一定是名词，你的、我的、他的后面一定是名词。Mine, your, his, her, their, our, its 后面一定是名词。Yeah， 所以你可以自己再注明的后面是名词。So possessive adjective, his dishonest nature. Yeah, and his meticulous attention. 刚才是 attend as in like just 出席 but 这个 attention 是注意 yeah, so it's not a verb, it should be a noun. Okay, all done. I think it should be quite okay, should be quite easy. Now let's continue to the next part. Now that one, the 3 nouns are the ones that I hope you can focus on. Now we're going to move a little bit faster because I want to finish this part a little bit like just go through this part. A lot of it is to do with practice. Now, this is a word formation question, and Miss Susie will blank them on the accommodations. to be very, very honest, if you were to use this particular thing in US English, like American English, 英文我们一般上大体上来讲，我们分成 American English, British English, but there are so many different Englishes out there. Malaysian English is one of the varieties. But I would say UK English focuses on this a little bit more than American English. The British English focus on 这个 form more than the American English. So let's see if we can get this right. Miss Susie will blank them on the accommodations. So advice, which one should it be? Try your very best to answer. I think, active friends, I think we have around 7. So let's see if we have 7. Okay, then we stop the timer. Okay, Miss Susie will, answer should be ISE. Oh, good. 4 of you guys got it right. So one thing that you can take note, like, oh, wait. One more before we go. I think I put the sequence wrongly, Eddie. Did you blank the gravy with a little flour? Okay. So the British English, they use flour. Americans, they use flour. Malaysians, they use the word flour. Whichever one works for you. Yeah. So did you thick the gravy with a little flour or flour? Okay. So just try your best to answer. And this one, I'll tell you the rule in a little bit. I think the sequence is wrong for this 2. You see my verb 1 and verb 2. So we're here, it's fine. We'll get it done later on. I'll fix it and then I'll send the latest version of it to you. So what would the answer be if in word formation you see a question like that? What's your answer? Did you thick the gravy with a little flour? So if you guys are into cooking, I'd say like cooking very thick gravy is not easy. It's on paper easy, but actually cooking it and making it taste nice is not easy. So if you guys know how to do this, I really salute you. I tried making gravy. At one point, I added too much flour. At another point, I added too much water. And then I have to balance flour, water. And then at the end of the day, I made so much gravy, I couldn't even finish it. But yes, it's not easy making a good gravy. Yeah, that's a gravy. Thicken. Okay, 3 of you got it. Awesome. Now, let's go to the notes. This is where the notes comes in. Take out your notebook and then write down. Just now we talk about the 3 rules that you will commonly see in the nouns. Now we'll go with a few to do with verbs. The first one is dummy do. Now dummy do, especially in this case, do, does, did, 后面肯定是原字。看到 do, does, did 后面一定是原字。Yeah. So no ed, no s, no ing. In this case, did you thicken? Okay, did you thicken? So this one is the base verb. So if you still remember verb 的那个 suffix 有4个 en is one of it. Yeah, en is one of it. Let's go on to the second rule, the one that we did just now previously. Verb 2, if you see modal verbs, 你看到 can, could, should, would, must, may, might, shall, ought to, had better 这些 modal verbs 后面一定是 base verb 原字 no ed, no s, no ing. But sometimes 它可能前面会塞一个 adverb ly, ly 你就 ignore 它，不要看它就可以了。Once again, if you're not sure what modal verbs are there, just Google can, could, should, would, must, may, might, shall. I think there are 14, 15, maybe even more. So in this case, will advise. So like what I mentioned previously, this is more of the UK English usage, British English. If 我们去美国，我们看美国的一些文章，他们的 advice 也 ICE 可以用在 verb 的。They are very liberal about that. Yeah, comparatively. But I understand that 董总 follows UK English, the British English. So if 他 set 这样子的题目， what we want to see is the ISE verb coming out. Okay? Next, let's go on. The seats can be blank to fit other types of vehicles. Now, I'd say this is one of the very popular questions in UEC because students are often confused with the ed and ing form. The infinitive, the gerund, or the ed, the ing. In this case, it's ed and ing lah. So me as a teacher, I will also want to test students on this to see how well you understand it. So understand that ed, or maybe I can type out some notes over here in the chat. So for verb, okay, if we have ed, it means 被动词, and if we have ing, it means 正在. For adjective, if we have the ed, it means 受效果. And if we have the, hold on, 我的受带错了. Yeah, if we have the ing, it means 给效果. Okay, so this is another thing that you can take note. ed 和 ing 的那个 confusion. A lot of students are pretty confused with this. Okay, now have a look here. The seats can be, answer should be modified. Ooh, you guys are good. The seats can be modified to fit other types of vehicles, right? The seats cannot be modifying because the seats 不是正在可定制它, all right? So if passive, 被动词用 ed, yeah? I'd say passive verb is pretty famous or pretty common in UEC. So that's verb number 3. So we have 3 rules for nouns, 3 rules for verbs, but that's not all. It's not everything. I'd say it's just a guideline. Okay, very, very simple guideline. All right, now, we have one more. By early afternoon, the weather had blank. Right? You think about it, which one's the best answer? We have 4 for what? 4 for verbs, yeah? So this is another one that I think students know. It's just that sometimes they are not sure how to answer it. So a lot of times I believe 你的 teacher 一定有告诉过你你看到 have, has, had 后面我们用past participle. Some teachers call it verb 3, right? Because it's the third one. Cut, sing, sang, sung, ring, rang, rung, take, took, taken, right? And some teachers call it past participle. Some teachers call it the papa, P-A-P-A, past participle. Some teachers call it the this is like many different names to it. But regardless, right, this is one thing that I hope you guys can also be very sure of, the different changes, irregular verbs. Yeah, some teachers call it irregular verbs. Let's see. By early afternoon, the weather had, I believe a lot of you guys write brighten. Yes, without the ed. Oh, it's not the brightness, but it's okay. So let's write down some of the key terms here. Verb 4, have, has, had 后面是 past participle. Or some teachers call it the ed. Yeah, not all the time we use the ed, but some people call it the ed. Yeah. 它不是完完全全 ed, because sometimes it changes totally, like take, took, taken. Yeah, taken is the third verb, V3. Right. So with that being said, we have learned 3 rules for nouns, 4 rules for verbs, which is pretty good. Okay. So now just a special checklist for you guys. Whenever you see a noun, check if it's singular or plural. If it's plural, add s. This is for the case of word form 啦。当你们在做 word form 的时候 ，if 它是一个动词的话 ，check the tenses， 需不需要加 ing， 需不需要加 ed， 需不需要加 s。In the case just now, had, brighten, en 是动词 ，but because it is a past perfect tense, had 对吗 ？So we have to give it another ed, the past participle form. Now, if it is adjectives, check if there's comparative or superlatives. 你看看需不需要加 er 或者是 est. And if it's adverb, take note, not all adverbs end in ly. Yeah? And always check before you submit your paper. You definitely, I'd say most of our friends, most of our students have free time after English. And then 很多同学就会用那个 free time 来闭目养神哈。I don't encourage you to 闭目养神. Try your best to check and check 1,000, 1 million times, just to make sure that you submit the answer that you want to submit. Some students, they are a little bit careless. Yeah. So in conclusion, you can get the notes here, but you can, you know what? You can scan the notes here to get into the Google Drive. And this is what you can see in the Google Drive, right? So I have actually prepared more exercises of this. You can try on your own. All the answers are below. Yeah. And this is not limited to whatever's here. You can always do some exercises on your own, ask AI to help you to come up with exercises. And these are some of the things that I did previously with the students. And I thought it's very interesting. There are different topics. This is about Malaysian English. This is about body positivity. This is about science and technology, the deep fakes that are happening around us. It's pretty scary, isn't it? This is about just culture, lifestyle. It's the Tokyo Manuscript Writing Cafe that I thought was pretty cool. And I did it with some of our students. And this is what I did previously, not too long ago. I did this year with my students. Not too long ago, this month with my student on error identification. I'm helping some students to come up with error, but this error is not entirely UEC format. It's more of a back then PT3, and it's also a Singapore format. So you just look for which one's the issue, but it is by parts. So we have countable, uncountable noun, we have adverbs, we have prepositions, and then we have subject-verb agreement. Okay? Oh yeah, can. Come. I'll show you the QR code again. But before I end, I think I'll show you the QR code once more. Now I haven't ended yet. It's not really the end yet. I actually did one for this. Maybe right after I finish, I go back to that QR code. Okay. Let's go to this one. So usually for me, I'm a person who loves to know what's happening around me, like news and everything. For me, in my classes, I usually get students to come up with news articles, and then I get students to talk about this news in class. Or what do you think about it? Things like that. And this is a very great way for us to learn the language because it's real time. You are learning how to interact with the language directly. 所以你不只是很刻意的在学它的 grammar， 很刻意的在学它的一些 parts or speech or whatever, which is important, but learning how to use the language is more than that. Yeah. 你的 grammar 100分不代表说 your English is perfect. No, it's how you use the language that makes your English that makes you a competent English user. So I always like to read a lot of interesting news, and this is one that happened yesterday, and it's all over BBC. All right, so please come in to quizzes. The code is 768313, and this is what I like to do with my students as well. Like, we just talk about the topic, just pick one of the news articles, and then we just share. I think that's when you actually learn to actually interact with the language. Okay, any more of our friends joining in? Do you need me to send the quiz link again? All right, I'm going to send it again, and I'm going to wait for another. Okay, right, let's go. Whee! Oh, I kept forgetting to mute this. All right, so this is what happened. Like what I told you, I took this from yesterday's news. A soldier turned terror suspect, Daniel Abed Khalif, is now the subject of a nationwide manhunt after blanked the guards at a London prison. Though this is a word formation question, he's actually a very decent looking guy. In the way I say he's handsome. So this guy, Daniel Abed Khalif or Khalif, is a soldier turned terror suspect. So suspect 是怀疑啦 terror as in like terrorist. 怀疑他是恐怖分子. Now it is a subject of a nationwide manhunt. This happened in London, in the UK, and 大家都开始在找他了 hunting for this man. Okay, what happened after he blanked the guards at a London prison? Crazy, isn't it? Right? Oh yeah, this one, the time I actually put 3 minutes just for I don't think you guys need 3 minutes, but just try your best. Yeah. So wit 单字 WIT 代表聪明头脑 ，outwit 就是比他更加厉害 ，so outwitting 就是他比那一些 London prison 的 guards 更厉害。Alright, so this soldier, he's now a subject of a nationwide manhunt. 大家都在找着他，因为他好像是昨天还是前天才刚刚逃出来罢了。And then everyone's so nervous. Oh my God, 这个 terrorist is on the loose. Is it safe? You know, things like that. So I'm gonna give you another 7, 6, 5, 4. Even if you don't understand, don't know how to answer, it's okay. Yeah, let's go. The answer for this is outwitting with double T. Oh, you guys are super close. Now, this is what we learned just now as well. Now, rule number 2 or 3, I cannot remember. It is to do with 你们的那个 preposition. Preposition 介词后面一定是名词。那 outwit 是一个动词，动词要怎样变名词？动名词 gerund 加 ing. Now we cannot just add ing here because the one in front here, the I is actually a vowel, so it should be double T. Congratulations to S3XS who managed to answer it correctly, and also Nicholas. Good job. Fu, you're so close. Double T. Yeah. So outwitting the London prison guard. Smart, isn't he? So what happened to this guy? Let's continue reading. So he escaped in a chef's outfit by using straps to cling by a food delivery van with his current location unknown. So this is the actual crime scene, right? This is the place that he ran away from, he escaped from. So he escaped in a chef's outfit. That means he's not in his usual outfit, like the prisoner outfit. So he actually was very smart in the sense because he managed to sneak in a chef's outfit. Yeah. And then he used some straps to cling on to a delivery van. So I assume that he's probably under the delivery van. Isn't he super smart, right? People like that. And you read on and know a little bit more, know more in this sense, like why this guy is kind of sort of dangerous. Yeah. So which one is the error? This is an error identification question. So pick and choose and see which one is the error. Okay. I'm feeling a cough. Give me a moment. Okay, I'm back. Oof. Coughing is not going okay. All right, everyone has already answered. Ooh, 5 of you guys are good. Okay, but it doesn't mean the 2 of you guys are not good. It's just maybe you're not careful enough. He escaped in a chef's outfit by using straps to cling on to. It's not cling by, all right? Cling on to. Cling 就是握着那个 food delivery van. 所以 straps 就是这一些它的那一些可能一些布条啊。So 他把自己挂在那个 van 下面。And 现在 nobody knows where this guy is. Nobody knows. Yeah, gone. Oof. Now, this is a vocabulary question. I thought it's just fun to add in a few vocab questions to test your understanding. With airport and ports installing additional security measures and holiday makers reporting delays at border control, his escape has posed serious questions about the suitability of his incarceration at a category B prison. Okay, so what's the meaning of incarceration? I think some of you may understand, some of you may not. It's okay, just guess and see. So a lot of times in vocabulary, you don't need to know all of the vocab. You just need to make very good guesses. Airports as in like 机场啦, ports as in like 海港啊, installing additional security measures, and holiday makers as in like 那一些 tourists. Okay, imagine 你在这个时候你去 London 的话，他们的 border control 就会很多 delay， 因为他们真是要 check 这个人有没有透过这一些 border control 的，透过 border 这边逃离。His escape posed serious question about the suitability at a category B prison. So after you answer, you understand what are the differences between category A, B, C, and D. I think I Googled this yesterday, but let me see. Category A, B, C prison. There are actually 4 types. So if you have a look at this link that I'm showing right now, A 是最严重的, all right? So usually male prison, and then they pose the most threat to the public, police, and national security. So these are like the ones that are terrorists, things like that. They go to category A. But this guy has suspects a terrorist, but he went to category B. 他可能是 like a local or training prison, and they can hold long-term or high security prisoners. Yeah. Now category C are most prisoners. 大多数的 prisoners will go to category C, and then category D 是 open prison where 他们可以回家的. Okay. Coming back to this question, yes, incarceration means 不是 freedom or liberty, because it is not talking about 他的自由 in prison. It's not talking about 他的 education. It's talking about him being in prison or confined. 所以大家都在怀疑说，他应该是 category B 吗？那么危险的人，他应该在 category A 才对。Yeah, and it's not a type of transport method as well. So with that being said, let's go on. So you learned a new word today, incarceration. Yeah, to be kept in a prison. This is an error identification question, like what I mentioned. He is pretty dreamy, isn't he? 我觉得他还有点好看。So prior to his arrest in January, the 21-year-old had formerly been a serving soldier in the British Army since 2018 and had worked as a computer network engineer with Royal Corps of Signals. 所以他为什么那么危险? Because he is a soldier. Okay, he's a soldier in the British Army, and then he knows a lot of things. That's why he's so dangerous in this sense. But coming back, which one is the error? So I've taken this from a website. I think is it BBC or the Independent? I think this is from the Independent. So you can see the level of English and what we want to do to achieve that level of English. Yeah. So prior to 是 before 他被逮捕或扣捕，这个21岁呢，他曾经是一个 serving soldier， 曾经是一个在那边服务的一个军人 in British Army, and 他甚至是一个 computer network engineer. Okay, 所以他是一个 tech guy, very good at technology. Yeah, and he's a soldier as well. That's one of the reasons why he's kind of sort of dangerous in this sense, if he is actually proven to be a terrorist, but he's is not proven right now, not proven yet. Okay, so all done. Let's have a look. Okay, let's have a look. See, prior to his arrest, this one I think everyone understand, no problem here. The answer should be formerly, 不是 formally. Formally 是正式. Now this is something you can write down. 正式. Now 他要表达是 formally 是曾经。Okay, 曾经他是一个 serving soldier. A serving soldier 就是他在服务着的 soldier. Yeah, 服务着的 soldier. So this one serving is not wrong. Very interesting. Let's go on. But 4 of you guys managed to get it right. It's a 50% over here. Okay, like, however, he was charged with terror offenses and charges relating to Official Secrets Act earlier this year, after he was accused of carrying out a bomb hoax at the RAF base. RAF means Royal Air Force. Yeah, 所以它是一个这个Royal 的这个机场啊，他们的那个军事的那个飞机场 ，right? So people say that 他被指控说他有一个 bomb hoax. Now this is a comprehension question, but it's more of a basic comprehension. Sometimes critical reading questions can be like that. Yeah. So take your time, read through 1, 2, 3, 4. It shouldn't be too challenging. Was he charged with terror offenses because he carried out a bomb hoax? Was he accused of carrying out a bomb hoax? but was not charged? Was he charged with terror offenses unrelated to the bomb hoax, or was he charged with terror offenses and charges relating to this official secret acts because he carried out a bomb hoax at the RAF base? So try and see, take your time. This is a little bit like critical reading questions. And I say critical reading questions are sometimes a little bit challenging because it's very near. So, but sometimes it's not, the meanings are actually very far away. You just have to take note of certain keywords and find the most appropriate, that one line that can suit the entire sentence. Yeah. But this one is actually a simplified version of it. It's not really like critical reading per se, because 这个比较短 critical reading 的那个文章比较长。Yeah. So maybe another few seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Yes, let's go. The answer is, drum roll, papa, most of you guys got it right. Now, some teachers say critical reading, 你选最长的答案就是啊。I would say it can be a general rule of thumb, but not all the time. Please be very careful when you are choosing the answer for critical reading, okay? Right, but in that case, yes, that one is the most complete and it answers the question best. Now let's go with a, sorry, word formation question. According to court documents, he blank 据说. Now, allege is a word that you will see a lot in newspaper articles, but if you do normal exercises, you may not see that much. Allege 就是据说，他放了 3 canisters, okay? 3 canisters 就是类似这样的东西 with wires, with the intention 念头 of inducing 要刺激 another belief that said article 这个 article 不是我们刚才学到的官词哈，这 article 就是物品，这个物件很可能会爆炸 and thereby cause personal injury and damage to property. 所以根据之前的那个 court document， 为什么他之前的时候他被指控呢？之前他曾经被指控是 because 他把3个这样子的官放在那个Royal Air Force 的那个 base 飞机场那边，他可能要让大家误以为说这一些会爆炸，所以会导致一些 injury 啊，或者是 damage. That's the reason why. Oh dear. I think I said a shorter time. Allegedly is indeed the correct answer for in this case. Yes, all you guys got it right. So close. The spelling is so close. But yes, he allegedly is the correct answer. 因为你看 he 名词 place 动词，这个已经是一个 full sentence. However, 我要加这个字，所以它是一个 extra to describe 这个 verb. 他放了，他据说放了 Yeah. So this is an adverb, so you have to be an ly. Let's continue with the next one. Okay. So this is another comprehension question. Caliph, a British citizen whose father is said to be Iranian, allegedly, you see the word allegedly again, 据说, attempted to pass on the information to a foreign power and sought to graduate into spying with the material he had obtained. So allegedly, 据说他要把 information pass to 一个 foreign power. Of course, the foreign power that they're talking about is the Iranian officials, or maybe not the officials, just maybe this foreign power. We don't know who, but 他们 suspect 是他 pass 这些 information. So he's kind of a spy, but he's a dangerous spy because he's in the army and then he's well-trained, well-equipped, technologically savvy. So yeah, that's the reason why he's dangerous in a sense to the government of UK. So which is the best answer? Did Caliph attempted to pass on information to Iran? Did Caliph attempted to pass on information to the UK? Is Caliph's father a British, or is Caliph sought to graduate into spying with the material he had obtained for the UK? So I think for this particular question, if you are careful, you should be able to get the answer no problem. Yeah. Right, I'm going to give you a few more seconds and then we will stop this question in another 5, 4, 3, 2, let's go. All right, so this guy, a British citizen whose father is said to be Iranian. You fell into the trap, guys. You fell into the trap. Just now I said, 很多老师说最长的就是答案。In this case, 最长的不是答案。Why? 它不是 obtain material for UK, obtain material for the foreign power 才对。给这个 foreign power 不是给 UK， 它是把 UK 的资料卖出去。哈哈 ，you guys were tricked. So the answer is actually Caliph attempted to pass on information to Iran. That's what we were assuming. Yeah. So be very careful. Sometimes 不是说最长的就是答案哈。All right, let's continue with the next question. And this is the last question we go on before we go on to a discussion question. So have a look here. Questions have now blank as to why Caliph was being held at HMP Wandsworth, a category B prison, as those facing terror-related charges are often held in category A prisons. 所以大家都一直在问说，为什么这个危险人物他在 B category 的 prison， 而不是 A category 的 prison？ And you know, whenever we hear of prison escape, 我们都觉得好像是戏里面会看到的东西 ，you know, like the what was it? Escape from Azkaban. What's that? What's the name? Azkaban prison escape. No. Which one? Yeah. Oh no, this is the Harry Potter one. What's that? Alcatraz. Oh my god. Alcatraz prison escape. So like if you have a look at this prison escape news back then, you know, 你就感觉是那一种可能很没有CCTV 的年代啦什么啦。But you know, over here, so interestingly, it happened in broad daylight in the 21st century. Yeah, and people are wondering 为什么它是在 category B instead of A? The answer is arisen. Questions have now arisen. Yeah, what did you guys put? Most, I think, okay, it's actually arisen, right? Rather than had a past tense. Yeah, arose, not arose, arisen, as why he was held in 这个 place, which is a category B, not a category A. So, last but not least, to end today with, we're going to go with a discussion question. Very basic, very simple. Share with me. I really hope you share with me. What can we learn from this escape? And how do we make prisons safer? I think a lot of times when we are talking about world issues, prisons are not one that we usually discuss. Yeah. But I think what I also hope we can talk about is the things that we don't usually see. 可能我们看到 technology, 我们看到 AI, 我们看到社会问题什么 but 我们很少去注意监狱，我们很少去注意 crime punishment, things like that, you know. But I think life push you to think critically. What can we learn from this escape? How do we make prisons safer? What why am I? Hello. Oh my god. I got disconnected. What's wrong? I think it's probably due to the weather. Oh dear. Okay. Because it's about to rain over here. Yes. Unfortunately, not everyone answered. Come. Try your best. What can we learn from this escape, and how do we make prisons safer? One thing that we don't usually talk about in Malaysia as well is the prisons in Malaysia. To what extent are they safe or are they not safe? Recently in Malaysia, one thing that you can also take note is to deal with the abolishment of mandated death penalty, mandatory death penalty in Malaysia. So 今年 Malaysia abolish 了 mandatory death penalty. That means 有12个 offenses 好像 drug trafficking, murder, treason, terrorism 他们还是可以得到死刑的这一个判决 but 他们不再是 confirm 死刑，他们可能终身监禁啊等等这样子的东西。So this is something that we can also take note. Like sometimes the questions that will come out in maybe the essay can be questions that do with this. Or even if it doesn't come out in essay, 尽管 essay 没有出这样的题目也好， it's still something interesting for us to think about. Yeah. So what can we learn from this escape? How do we make the prison safer? The government had been noticed the prison safer can increase the people to monitor. Yeah, I would say what NZD is saying is also correct. You know, we can increase more. We can increase the human force taking care of these prisons, like the prison guards or whatever. But these people are also very sustainable to bribery. 很可能他们会被贿赂啦，什么等等这样的东西。So you know, there are a lot of things we can take note of, with a lot of things we can really think about when we are dealing with questions like that, and also understand that you know, we have to challenge ourselves to think not only in the comfort of our own the things that we know, maybe also think outside of what we know. What do you think? Maybe the prison officers accepting bribes from prisoners to make the prison safer to officials to enforce stricter laws. Yeah, I totally agree. Yes, Nicholas, I agree. So yes, bribery is a thing, and there are also many other reasons behind it because there are gang-related violence, in this case, terrorism-related. So I'm going to stop the question here and just leave a few minutes for us to chill and relax and just to sum up this whole learning experience. First, you guys are awesome. You guys came on a Saturday, like 1:15. I know a lot of students cannot come for this particular session, especially my students, because they say they have tuitions or whatnot. But still, it is something interesting for you to. It is interesting for me to note that you are here on a Saturday, on a very nice day. It's like a gloomy day for me, like a almost rainy day. You choose to be here, and that's what matters, isn't it? You guys choose to improve. You guys choose to be better. You guys choose to want to learn something new. And hence, there you go. I will be uploading the notes for today because I haven't put in this particular slide because this slide, there's some problems with it, as you can see. And if you were to scan the QR code, here are some of the exercises that you can get. And, you know, use technology to your advantage. Go out there, go and, you know, use Google Bard la, ChatGPT la, ask questions to enhance your learning. Or, of course, you can always look for me online. I'm on ot.english if you want to connect with me there. And if you guys are interested in doing paper exchange, this one, please also come to me and send me a text. All right. So with that being said, any questions from you guys? 你们有什么想要问的问题吗？还是你们有什么 things that I'm focusing mainly on paper 2 because my colleague later on, I encourage you to go to Madam Kate's class from 3 to 4:30. Yeah, 3点到4点半. You can join her class if you want. Yeah, it's all on essay writing, to which I find it's very, very important. Yeah, so this one is more of a light, very cool, breezy language use part, English use part. Later on, you go to the heavier stuff, the essay writing, which is a 35 marks out of the 100. Okay. Any questions for me? You can post any questions here on the chat. If no, I guess that's about it. I'd like to end the session here. And thank you so much for attending. You guys are awesome. Okay. 燕萍，谢谢哦。
好的，那我们感谢 Miss Wendy 老师给我们今天上的英文课那就非常感谢 Miss Wendy。那等会儿3点我们还有一堂英文课是 Miss Kate 老师的那我们再次谢谢 Miss Wendy 老师，谢谢。那我就会关这个 Zoom。OK， 谢谢大家。